welcome back to the Sporting Global podcast. And today we're here with Caleb. And Caleb, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hello all, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here sharing my experience and talking a little bit about the ESBS as well. I think this opportunity to be talking here in a podcast is so important for those students, those candidates who are interested in pursuing a career in sports management. So I feel very happy to be here with you this afternoon.
Well, it's a pleasure having you. And first of all, like how's life in Valencia these days? How's the temperature though? Like I guess summer is coming up.
Yeah, right now it's very quite warm here in Valencia. I don't know, have you been here in Valencia or no?
No, not in Valencia. I've been in Madrid and Barcelona, but that's pretty much it.
Actually, Valencia is a city that breeds sports. We have the beach here, the Mestalla Stadium, the Levante Stadium, clubs of La Liga. So hopefully in the next month we'll be able to attend the stadiums. I don't know if you saw the news, but last match Valencia against Eibar, we had almost 5,000 people there in the stadium.
Wow.
So we are very happy. Hopefully for the future we'll be able to be again in the stadiums.
I'm sure you will be. And I mean, like how big is do you know what's the size of the stadium there? How many spectators they can have?
45 spectators in Mestalla. It's one of the oldest stadiums of La Liga.
I didn't know that. That's really fascinating. And it's like
actually there's a fun story that last week was my first time playing in the stadium, actually in the field, and I scored one goal. So I say to the director of the school, Jorge, Jorge, look, the rate of the time and the goals in the stadium, I am like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi right now, because I played 45 minutes and I scored one goal. So
nice.
One of my dreams accomplished.
That's awesome. I mean, like it's sort of like just having that unique experience is something that you can take with you from the rest of your life. Although it's not like a professional match, it doesn't matter. You scored it.
I have my photo there.
Exactly. But that's amazing. And for those of you that are tuning in with us today, if you are interested in hearing more about like key insights from people like Caleb, if you want to learn more about sports programs that are inside Sporting Global platform and some of our key partners, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, make sure to create your user of Sporting Global, follow ESBS among other things, and see what is going on there. And yeah, Caleb, I think I just want to hear a little bit about your journey first. In how did your journey in the sport industry begin? Take us from the beginning.
Nice question. So as a Brazilian, all Brazilians they come to the world for wanting to be a professional soccer player. So it was not different with me. I am passionate about sports since I understand myself as a person, as I can think. So I really liked to play soccer all my life, to practice all kinds of sports, especially football. But I never worked with sports. In Brazil, we believe, it's so hard to be there. We don't know we don't know the way, the journey, how we can get there to work in the sports industry.
Right.
So I found in 2017 the ranking of sports business, and then Valencia, the Master International Sports Management of the Valencia CF was there, awarded as the best master in sports management in Spain. Right. And I was looking over the ranking. I already speak Spanish in that moment, and I say, no, this is my decision. I go for it. I was working in a shop car in Brazil. I had my own shop car for 3 years. So I decided to turn around my career and go for it. Leave behind my family, my friends, my ex-girlfriend. And I say, no, I need to go there. I need to I don't want to have these what ifs in my life, I want to pursue it. I want to go to try and let's see what happens. And so far was the best decision I made in my life. I studied the master in 2017, 2018 with colleagues from different countries, from Mexico, Venezuela. I had the opportunity to create this networking here in Valencia with students from all over the world. I take the master in Spanish in the moment because we didn't offer the master in English in 2017. Right. And then I pursued my internship within ESBS. We had the opportunity to be an international consultant to talk with students coming from Brazil, from Portugal, from different countries. Right. After 3 months of internship, I received the offer to be in the admissions department at the ESBS.
Nice.
So I'm very happy working here, helping people to find the purpose in life, to go for it, to study sports management, and that's my life right now, working with sports.
I think it just showcases like the importance of just, you know, taking that step, you know, and just going out of your comfort zone and following your passion and dream, you know, and taking that risk, because as you said, like it's the best decision you ever did, you know, and like you don't regret it at all. And I kind of feel the same way, you know, went to the US and like, you know, I never thought about like, you know, starting my own company, but like looking at it now, I was like, smartest decision I ever made, you know. And
always so important. And we need to make the decision for ourselves. You know, this is the most. 100%. We can't wait for your parents or your friends to say to you, no, don't go. You need to get to know yourself and take the leap and go for it. I was talking with a student today in an interview, and that he was 23 years old, and I said to him, I wish I could pursue this master when I was 23. So I came when I was 27, and really, and I said yes. Because you always need to visualize the future, you know. If I want to be working in the sports industry, it's always important to educate yourself first, you know, because there is a demand on the sports industry. The sports organizations, as you know, they are demanding professionals who actually had an education and they know what they are talking about. This is very important nowadays. I believe in Latin America, in Brazil, in Colombia, there's countries where the uncles say to your cousin, oh, come to the club, come work with me. But so far there is a need, there was a demand, you know, in the market right now.
And I guess like it was sort of interesting when you brought up, you know, that you took your master in Spanish. And I guess like, you know, obviously being Brazilian, you talk like, you know, I don't know, like what I'm gonna like I formed for Portuguese, like Brazilian Portuguese. Like how was that like? I heard it's kind of different though from Spanish, but how
the Portuguese and Spanish?
Yeah,
it's quite different, but I don't know. I believe it's easier for Brazilians to speak Spanish, even though we don't have, for example, the movies in Brazil, they always have subtitles, you know, so people are always talking English all the time. So Brazilian people always talk English words, even if they don't speak nothing about English, you know, because there is the culture. I think the American culture is much more important there in Brazil. Yeah.
But let's so now of course you've been, you know, more than 3 years in the sports education sector, you know, with the ESBS, and I guess like what are some of the things that you learn about it so far, and kind of like what do you see for the future happening in the sports education system moving forward?
Look, I'm very happy, to be honest, because the master, for example, ESBS, we are in the market since 2009, so 12 years so far. Yep. And when you talk about engineering, medicine, or law, it's 100 years, 200 years industry education. So I think we are starting right now. Just to give you an example, for instance, when I studied in 2017, we was 20 students together within the same room, one group only. And then in the next year, 54 students, and in 2009, 100 students. Right. So I think year by year, as we said before, we start pouco a pouco, step by step. People, they are being aware that it's possible to study and work in the sports industry. That's not something a dream so far, but it's something that if you put your effort there and you go for it and you study, you prepare yourself, you can get there.
Yeah, exactly. Pouco a pouco. You know?
Pouco a pouco, always pouco a pouco. Nice. Learn so
step
fast.
By step, you know, like it's my new favorite word. So it all makes sense.
You use pouco a pouco all the time now.
I'm gonna use it now. It's like my new term or something. I'm gonna use it every video. It's like
very nice
Spanish term. I think all our Spanish friends is gonna enjoy this. And
for sure, they will understand me.
But there's obviously, now, and you've been sort of like sitting on both sides of the table in a sense, like, as a former, like master student in sports, and now kind of like the international sales consultant, like you're sort of like been seeing both sides of what ESBS is offering. And I guess, like, first of all, how was sort of like your student experience at ESBS, and what kind of tips and tricks do you keep in mind when you're sort of like helping the new students coming in now to sort of like get the best possible experience when they're coming in?
Okay, nice. When look, firstly, my experience as a student in SBS was nice. Was a life changing experience for me
Yeah.
because before I came to the master, I had a vision as a sports fan. I imagined that I understood everything about sports. Oh no, I know the name of the players, the name of the
Right.
clubs. I know all kind of sports. You can talk with me about sports. But then after 2 3 months of class, I said no, I don't know nothing about sports, to be honest. So you start to see sports, games, whatever is you get to know another word, a really new word, a brand new word, especially with the technology. You are in the startups world. The innovation in technology in sports right now is changing the game. It's totally
Right.
changing the game. We are together with the GSAC, the Global Sports Innovation Center as well. So the ecosystem of startups is increasing.
Mm.
So regarding my experience in the as a student was incredible, to be honest. As
Right.
I mentioned before, I get to know my friends from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to volunteering in sports events, as I didn't had any experience working in sports.
Mm.
So the master gave me the opportunity to, for example, we started the master in October. In November, I was working as a volunteer in a BBVA Open the Tennis Valencia,
Nice.
tennis tournament in Valencia.
And I think,
1 week tournament, working the logistics of the tournament, receiving the players, talking with everyone. So this kind of experience helping me to open my eyes and to really get to know myself and see, oh, okay, Caleb, what do you want? Because,
right.
okay, I know that I'm passionate about sports,
Yep.
but in which area I want to work.
Right. Very important step. And also, as you were saying, kind of like, sort of an eye opener, sort of like, okay, you thought you knew a lot about sports, and then once you sort of like go into the professional sector, and have to dig into, okay, how does this actually structure, does it function, you sort of like get that, huh, and
Exactly.
I think that's where one of the key lessons as well, when you sort of like picking up when you're in that bubble as sort of like a
Mm-hmm.
sports student, is that now when you're sort of like watching, a football game or like different kind of events, you have those aha moments or these questions coming up where you're like,
Now I understand.
you're
Yeah,
right. So now you started like, seeing the stuff behind the scenes,
exactly.
that you usually don't see, when as a fan, because you're just
Mm-hmm.
so focused on, oh, like Messi's there or Ronaldo or whoever it is. You sort of like
Mm-hmm.
focus on the tiny things, and then once you're in that professional bubble, you take a step back and you can kind of like, okay, so that's why they're doing what they're doing, and this is why they're using this tool, and this is why they're having this partnership, and that raises a lot of interesting questions and topics, innovation
Yeah.
coming up, of course, as well. And I guess, like, what kind of tips do you sort of like, keep in mind for those new students coming in now, that you're sort of like trying to guide them a little bit on their journey of
Mm-hmm.
understanding that, okay, you have to look at it a little bit different now.
Yeah, yeah. No, yes. Look, the duration of the master is 1 year, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always say to the students, look, this 1 year, I know you are coming to a city that brings sports. You have beach here in
Mm.
Valencia, a lot of things to do. The cultural things
Right.
to get to know place, a lot of people. But
Yeah.
you need to be focused this year because it's so fast. Things happen so fast.
Yeah.
Next week we have the graduation of this last class, the upcoming class, and we are waiting for the upcoming class in October. Sorry, and things go so fast, and you need to get the most of this year.
Right.
To talk with the teachers. For instance, let's just to give you an example of how the students can take advantage of the masters. No, we don't have lectures here at the master. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, people who teach class 8 hours per day. all of them, they are professionals who actually work in the sports industry. So the synergy created between these teachers, these professionals, is so important. So if you don't understand something, you can look, teachers, come here, talk with me. Let's discuss about this thing. And actually, this experience that they themselves they did. For example, Pedro Malabia, the La Liga director of the women's football. He gives a practical case for us in December, the last December. Nice. And this is a practical case that actually he did in the company at La Liga. So you can ask directly to this professional how it works, what are the challenges, what I need to do to prepare myself before I be working in a big sports organizations, or actually not only big sports organizations, because I believe that sports need professionals all aspects, all rounds. You know? So we have students here who want to pursue a career in FIFA, in UEFA, in big players of the sports industry, and others who actually want to create their own gym in their town, their city, for example, you know, be an entrepreneur. So depending on what you want, you need to get to know yourself. I am focused on financial, or I am human resource, I am operations, I am willing to be traveling in events all the weekends. I am able to do that. So you need to get to know where you want to go, because it's easier for us as a school to help you, to support you to get there, and also for you in the moment that the opportunity is there, you can see, okay, that's what I want, and I go for it.
And I guess that kind of like parts of what makes ESBS program unique in a sense too, of like having that direct relationship with sport professionals, not only, you know, of course, coming in and teaching, but, you know, being a networking, you know, being a network, part of the network, and building that relationships with the students. And I think also you touch upon something very important in terms of, you know, the master itself is also a way of sort of like narrowing down your path of, you know, which way and direction you want to go. And once you sort of like figure that out, and of course I assume you guys will help on that journey, is to you know, help always. Also you know, sort of like, if you know sort of like where you're heading or what kind of like options you want to explore, you guys can, you know, take them a little bit in that direction, connecting with the right kind of people. And
we have a department here we call mentoring system. Professionals who actually work 8 hours per day, focus on help the students to enhance the CV or the LinkedIn profile, or make contacts with the companies. And then in the interview, I always say to the students, you and the recruiter, your 30 minutes, your 40 minutes. So the master, the diploma, the paper opens the doors for you to get this opportunity to talk with someone that if you don't have a master in sports management, probably this guy would not be talking with you from Juventus, from Manchester City, from big players, you know, Columbia. We had the I Work in Sports event last week, more than 15 companies searching for students from masters in sports management. Of course, not only from ESBS, we have a lot of business school and university doing a great job right now in the sports industry education. But of course, you need to be there to get this opportunity, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And what kind of like programs exactly are you guys offering at ESBS? And just take a little bit about like what are the opportunities that new potential students have to be part of it?
Great. So so far we are offering the Master in International Sports Management, which is awarded as the best master in sports management for 3 years in a row in Spain, 2017, 2018, and 19. We offer this master either in Spanish or in English. So it depends on what language the students have the best proficiency. That he can take the master. He can choose the options, different groups. Okay, so. We have some students from the master in English. They actually don't speak even one word in Spanish when they come here to the master, but we do offer the opportunity for the student to take language course during the year, okay, to get better, to improve the language skills, as it's very important. Many of them, they come to Spain with the idea to pursue an internship here, local internship in Valencia, so it's always recommended to speak Spanish as well. Besides that,
I know poco a poco. So
poco a poco, you are already started.
That's all you need to know, right?
Nice start. So besides the master in sports management, we offer the law program together with the Ruiz Huerta and Crespo law firm. This program right now is only offered in Spanish, but for the next year, will be offered as well in English and French.
Right.
Okay, French language. And last but not least, the master in digital transformation of sports entities.
Nice.
We offer this master in collaboration with the GSIC, as I mentioned before,
right.
the Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft. So everything related to innovation technology in sports, they are, I would say, the top in the world right now, talking about this subject. This master is fully online and fully in English. It's more designed and aimed to executive profiles, people who actually are working and they have no time to be connected or to be present here in Valencia.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I guess that leads me up to the next question, which is sort of like, I guess now, and okay, even on just ESBS, you have like, 3-4 options that you can pursue. And I guess like from your side, what kind of tips do you have for any, student looking for a relevant program? What are some of the things that they should have in mind when they're sort of like exploring their options and trying to find, okay, this could be a good fit for me, maybe, the school itself, but also like a program too.
Good. I would like only to mention that for the next year, we'll be launching the bachelor as well. So students from 18, 19 years old, they can pursue a career in sports management, 4 years studying the bachelor. And also the global sports management, which is a 2 years master where the student, they have the experience to go to America, to China, and they study in France as well.
Right.
The next brand product that the ESBS is launching. Regards to your question about which option the student needs to choose, I go back again for the student to get to know himself. For example, just to give an example, ESBS is a business school, so we don't accept students who actually wants to make, for example, go into research or pursue a PhD after the master. Why? Because our master is focused on the private sports industry. Okay, it's a proper title, not an official title. So I think first the students, they need to know if it's a university or if it's a business school, because it's two different focuses, two different ideas, completely different. In the business school, you have professionals who actually work in the sports industry, as I mentioned before. And in the university, you always have lecturers, people who teach class 8 hours per day. They are more focused on research, on make a PhD after the master. So it's different focus, okay? Then you have the language, which language I can pursue the master. I want to live in Spain. I want to work with football. What sports I am interested in. So if you're interested in work, for example, with basketball, I would say pursue a master in America, probably. Or I want to work with football, come to England, come to Spain, So depending on what the student wants for the future, for the career.
So I guess like kind of like mapping out a little bit of your priorities or interests in a sense.
Exactly.
And I think, bachelors, like just from my personal standpoint, like if you're going for a bachelor, I would probably just, stick in your country, like your own country, if you have that opportunity. If not, of course, like in a country that offers in your sort of like main language. And then I would say like for a master or like a little bit more, higher level education, I would, if you can, go international. Like if you have the opportunity, if you're in that stage where you can, you should definitely do it, because you're gonna meet so different kind of people and different kind of cultures, and you're gonna learn a lot of different kind of things. And I mean, like as you, Caleb, as well, like going to Spain, pursuing your master, coming from Brazil, it's a different culture. It's a different way of doing things.
Totally different. You grow yourself, you get to know people, different people, and also you get to know yourself better as well. So you see, okay, I want to be related to Spain. I want to go, because the sports world, the sports market is so global. The barriers, the boundaries between the countries is nothing when you talk about sports. Always traveling, always events, as you know. So it's a new word.
Not right now, of course, but
not right now, not in this moment. Sorry,
but it has been and it will be.
We need to follow the protocols.
Follow the protocols as much as you can, but yeah, I mean, like it's a great.
Yeah, but in regards to the protocols, I just wanted to mention some things because I think it's so important in the moment that we're living right now because of the pandemic. I talk with many students every day, and I want to give you information that despite the pandemic, right now we have more than 25 nationalities, students coming from 25 different nationalities here in Valencia. So they are here face to face taking the master since October. They will finish the master in the next 2 weeks in the graduation within the stadium. So in regards to the borders, if they are worried, I can go to Spain, it's not a good moment. I think, like we were talking before the podcast, you need to take the best, look with the bright side of the situations.
Always.
If now the world closes, the moment to train, to educate yourself, and now it's a good moment to study, I would say, For example, they asked me, Calebe, are you be able to take an internship? Right now, we have 83% of the students taking internships here in ESBS. Of course, in a global way, not only here in Valencia or here in Spain, but we have 83% of the students taking internship this year. I mean, so we are very happy with these numbers.
No, and as you should be. And I think it's a very important element of, and I guess that leads me to the last question too. And for those that are like sitting now and just like, maybe I should look a little bit more up what ESBS is offering, maybe see if this is a good fit for me. First of all, like, how do you apply and where can you check out more info about the programs, what they're offering?
Look, to check more info, I would recommend to follow Sporting Global because all of our information will be there in the platform. We are very happy with this collaboration with you guys. I want to thank you for this opportunity for the school, for the students. They really appreciate this opportunity, to be connected with companies, with recruiters of all worlds. So you can follow us on our social media as well. We have ESBS on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. Okay. Our website, how you can apply for the master, is very easy. It's not something that I need to make a lot of things. We just request 3 documents basically, which is the CV, the curriculum, the resume in some countries, the passport, and the title degree. These 3 documents in PDF you need to send for the email admisiones@esbsspain.com.
Right.
And we can schedule the admission interview it's very fast, the process. It's not that bureaucracy.
That's awesome. So if you're interested, just jump on it right away,
Jump on it right away, then come to ESBS.
And then you'll have a talk with Caleb, like, before you know it, and you can learn a little bit more. Like I said, at sportingglobal.com as well, you can connect with Caleb, with me, and everyone there. And see what's up, get a feeling if this is something for you. And Caleb, with that, I mean, like, I don't know if you have like some final remarks.
Look, my final remarks is to motivate everyone who wants to pursue a career in sports. I want to motivate you guys to pursue your dreams, to go for it, even if it's hard. I know it's not an easy moment for anyone right now, but let's go for it. Go for our dreams, and we are here more than happy to support you to get there. Thank you so much.
Well, that's a perfect way to end this podcast with. And so with that, Caleb, I would like to thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
I mean, like, we've been talking a lot about like the Spanish poco a poco today, but I'm gonna finish up with like some Norwegian, so you can learn some Norwegian.
Yeah, poco a poco.
And so with us, we always finish with vi snakkes, which means see you later in Norwegian.
Oh, really? Can you repeat again? How can I say?
Vi snakkes.
Vi snakkes.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
Thank you. Next time will be better.
Yeah, there you go. I always use like this, but that's just mine. It's like a video thing, But
nice.
thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll talk very soon. And again, for those of you who are joining us all the way to the end, make sure to like the video, maybe share with a friend, and check out ESBS at sportingglobal.com. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you all. Bye bye. Thank you. Take care.